Hello.
Hi, Earl. Hi,
Hi.
Toby.
Hi. Can you hear me? Good. I saw Toby for a second. Failed to enable virtual background. Your video has been turned off. Why? Are we back on?
No, well, yes.
Let's see. Start video again. I don't know why it cut off. Is it working now?
No.
Oh boy. Click here to open live. Mating is. Let's see if that'll work. Drives me crazy.
Technology is great until it isn't.
Yeah, usually it isn't for me anyway. I can see you, Toby, but I don't know if I'm online. Huh. So crazy. Can you hear me, Toby?
I
Yes.
can hear you just fine. I just
Just
don't
no
have a
picture.
video. But
Yeah, your
that's
video,
okay.
your video's just not on.
All right, well, I can live without that. I don't know how to get it to go on. I had it on for a second, then it just said failed. So if you're happy with just my voice, we'll do it that way.
That's okay.
Okay.
Let's see, we've got to wait for Dawson's to join us, and we'll see if Patrick is able to join us.
Okay.
So if you're taking attendance, Earl, we have
Yep.
Toby, me, you, yourself, and
Yep.
then Gary Giambattista representing Woodstock Academy. Hi, Gary.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Terrific.
G.A.M. Batista. Is that last name G.M. Batista or?
It's
GM Batista, yes.
Okay.
yeah, GIAMBATT.
Got it. For Woodstock Academy. Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes. And this session is being recorded.
Yep. Is Patrina Dawson going to be on?
She should be, yes.
Okay.
Unless she's at the town hall beating on the doors, trying to work out how to get in.
Yes.
Oh.
No, she acknowledged the email that said it was a Zoom meeting, so.
Okay.
And I sent her the same login that I sent everybody else, so she should be okay. But I will just go onto our website just in case. Just make a quick check of my emails in case she tried to get me that way.
Can we just go ahead with the Woodstock Academy hearing or,
We'll take another 2 minutes
okay.
while I see if. No, she didn't email. So. Let me just double check some things. Well. Yeah, let's see, with 3 of us here.
Yep.
okay, we can go ahead and start the meeting and I've sent her another email, so we'll just shift the rotation around.
Yeah.
So I'll call the meeting to order at 7:35.
6:35?
Oh, 6:35, you're right.
Mhm.
And we don't need to appoint any alternates, so we'll start with the public hearings.
You want me to read it?
Yes, please.
Public hearing of Woodstock Academy for sidewalk extension and parking area resurfacing.
So Gary, the way this works is you present the application, we'll ask questions. And then you can respond to any, offer any additional information, clarity. And when we feel we've got, the information we need, we'll close the public hearing and deliberate and come to our decision.
Okay, very good.
So you're up.
Oh, thank you. Well, it's pretty straightforward. As I mentioned in my summary, as part of the completion of the renovation of the academy building, and just kind of to tidy things up on that part of the campus. Chris Sanford's asked me to come up with a plan to, provide parking. It's kind of minimalist parking, because GPS will take you to the front door. If you type in 57 Academy Road, it will take you to the front door of the Bracken Library. So we'd like to extend the sidewalk north, installing a planter to obscure the cars. That area I show in my little pictorial has always been a parking area. We're just going to, pretty it up a little bit. We're not going to use asphalt. We're going to use millings, which is reclaimed asphalt mixed with gravel and stone dust, just to give us a fairly impervious surface to park on. I show lines in my pictorial. There will be no lines. It'll be kind of, park as you can for the most part, which is the way it was from the beginning. The contractor who did the original sidewalk and sign that goes off to the south is going to do the sidewalk, and it's going to be an exact match to what already exists. We are also going to repair the sidewalk going into Bracken and the steps along with this project. It also provides a more defined area for buses. When buses pull up, there's going to be a low point in that sidewalk where cars can go in and out, but also kids can walk onto that part of campus. That's pretty much it. It's a pretty small and I feel pretty low impact project, and hope you folks approve it. Simple as that.
Oh, so I have a few questions to start with.
Sure.
The sidewalk that goes up to the entrance of the building itself, is that going to be, you said you're going to repair it, it's going to be exactly the same as it currently is, just repaired? Or is
Yes.
material
Yes.
change?
And then as you go up the stairs, there's a lot of, from the use of salt and freeze thaw, there's been a lot of breaking up on the stairs. So that's going to be repaired as well. And then when you reach the top, there's a set of, like a tile surface that's going to be regrouted.
Okay, but no, no change in materials.
No change in materials.
Okay. Second has to do with the size of the parking area. Looks like currently it holds about 6 or 7 cars, but it looks like you're expanding the paved, the surfaced area to now expand out into that diagonal match.
Only slightly. This is about the best drawing I could do using the program I had. We're probably going to come a bit short of that. On that diagonal walk that goes to the edge of the building,
Mhm.
we're probably going to come at least halfway down that, which would be to the west. I don't think we're going to go quite as far as I've shown it.
So you're not
We
going to
only
go,
really need about 6 cars. In the past, I looked at all of the overheads from Google over the years, and I mean, the most cars we ever had in there were 4 or 5. So we're shooting for like 6.
Mhm.
But we feel it's important so that, you know, visitors have a place to go when, you know, they arrive at 57 Academy. So,
so if I'm looking at that diagonal, that's
yes,
east of the building.
yes.
You anticipate that what we'll call the paved area will end about halfway along that diagonal?
Yeah, I would take, I would say you can see there's a space and then part of a space to the east.
Mhm.
We're probably going to go to that, you know, take that space and a quarter or space and a third, whatever it is, out.
Okay,
We really only need, you know, 5 or 6 cars.
all right. Okay. And then what is the planter going to be? What's
That's
it?
going to be concrete to match the sidewalk. It'll be like a concrete curb,
Mhm.
not particularly high. We're going to fill it with topsoil and mulch and plant a couple of vertical growing shrubs. And possibly bring it a little further south, maybe to accommodate 3 shrubs.
Mhm.
I've drawn 2, but I could see us bringing it, you know, 1 shrub further south.
Okay.
And
And-
buy something, you know, buy something that's already 6 or 8 feet tall and plunk it in there.
Okay. And what are the dimensions of that planter going to be?
That is approximately 6 feet deep, and it's going to be about 12 feet long. So 6 by 12.
And how high?
The curb around it will be like a standard, you know, let's call it a parking lot curb. So I don't know, about 8 inches high, something like that.
Okay, well.
It's not going to be what I would call an elevated planter or anything.
Right, it's
So,
not a large.
no, it's, yeah,
All
no.
right. You're just basically you're just enclosing the area where you're going to be.
Enclosing the planted area, exactly.
All right. Okay. Earl and Toby, questions?
No, I thought I understood the picture that was sent, and it looked fine to me.
Thank you.
Toby, you're muted.
So I had a question, the extension to the sidewalk, does it then connect up with further sidewalk or does it terminate?
No, it actually ramps down. A lot of kids walk that way, but if you were to walk further north, Toby, there is still a sidewalk in place that makes it about halfway from the big parking lot on the, what would I call it, the north side of Bowen to this. So I guess ultimately someday it could connect and we'd have a functioning sidewalk all the way along that.
So right now it's a sidewalk to nowhere?
It's a sidewalk that we're gonna, we think it's a good idea because we think eventually we might come to an agreement with the folks that live, that our neighbors would agree to a sidewalk and that we'd have just a complete sidewalk for our students to walk. So a lot of them park in that parking lot to the north and also across Child Hill Road behind the church, and it's just a safety thing.
Right.
It's another step towards, safer foot traffic.
Got it. Thank you.
So that little, the section that would be from the north end of the planter to the end of the wall. So that's that section of sidewalk, but it encompasses that little wedge-shaped section of land. Is that Academy land or is that the neighbor's land?
That is actually public land.
Okay.
And the planning and zoning agreed that the other night at their meeting that they allowed us and gave us permission to install the sidewalk to that point.
Okay.
So a bit of it's a lot of this sidewalk is on Woodstock Town property.
Mhm.
So it's basically, the agreement was, it's your sidewalk, you'll have to maintain it, but you can put it on our property, was the language they used.
And if the shrubs don't make it, as sometimes happens with, plantings and shrubs, just as a heads up, one of the things we'd stipulate is that they would be, it's permitted, but they would be replaced if they don't survive the winter.
Agreed.
Right. And then you said it's the surface of the parking area is tailings.
They're called millings. It's a mixture of reclaimed asphalt, high quality gravel, and stone dust, which is ground rock. So it's not totally impervious, but it's enough to stop weeds growing, that sort of thing. And it's a good surface. It's a plowable surface as long as we install it during warm weather and we're able to compact it adequately. So it's a good option without using, brand new asphalt.
Right. Is it a semi-permeable surface?
I would call it semi-permeable, yes.
Okay. And do you anticipate any problems with water runoff in, major thunderstorms or anything like that?
No, we're not changing the topology at all. I walked Dan Malo and Jason Scranton through that. We will get a small amount of water running that way, which has always done that.
Mhm.
And it will run to that low area where cars can enter and exit. And then it will flow south to the catch basin on the corner by the sign.
Okay. Yep.
Which is what it's doing now.
Good. All right. And then you anticipate that the color overall of this, since this is one of those few those instances where we have to note color because the color is integral to the material.
Okay,
So it's not like paint that you're applying. The material you're using has color to it, whether gray or
it's gonna be a dark gray.
Mm.
I might even say it's gonna be a very dark gray.
So just shy of black.
I guess.
Okay.
And you know, each batch of this stuff is different.
Yeah.
We can't ask for a specific color. It's going to be whatever, you know, the contractor is, you know, able to source. So,
Right. Right. No, it's like somebody wanting to put siding up on their porch, I mean on their house that comes that has the color as part of the siding rather than having paint. So your the material for your parking area is going to have color to it. So it's just part of what we need to add to the description.
very good.
Right. Gentlemen, any further questions for Mr. Giambattista? No? Earl, any questions?
Nope, I'm all set.
All right. Then anything else you'd like to add, Gary?
No, I think I've pretty much covered everything I can cover at this point.
Yep. Yep. And we appreciate the map and the drawings. That's
Yeah.
always a big help for when we're
Yep.
looking at
More
projects.
information is always better.
Always better, always easy. Yep. All right, then I'll take a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Toby,
I'll second.
thank you, Earl. All in favor?
Aye.
And then, so at this point, we commission members will just discuss. So gentlemen,
I think it's going to make it look better than it does now, actually.
Mhm.
So I'm happy with it.
I have no further questions.
mm,
I'll move to approve as presented
I'll
With-
second
with
that.
the stipulation on the shrubs.
go ahead. Earl,
Okay, I move to approve the application as submitted with the stipulation that if the shrubs or shrubbery dies or is whatever happens to it is replaced.
all right.
I'll second that.
Second by Toby, thank you. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstaining? No, motion carried. You're all set, Gary.
Thank you so much.
I'll fill it out, drop it off and at the town hall. Yep, tomorrow's Thursday, so I should be able to drop it off tomorrow. And may potentially drop one off at the office or put it in the mail for you, so it'll be good to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Great.
All right.
Good luck with your project.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you. So long.
Yep. Bye now.
Bye.
Now, Dawson's have not shown up. Not
Something must have,
getting anything. No, I'm gonna check again at let me check my email one
okay.
time. Nope, nothing.
Okay.
So I guess we'll table
Okay.
582. They've asked us to have us, or I'd like a motion to table 582 until we're next able to do that. I should say, they have asked us to have a special hearing for the roof. They've had to make some changes to what they initially thought they were doing to repair the roof because of things that the contractor has discovered.
Okay. Well, maybe we can do this at the same time as the special hearing.
So we could, also, we could table this till then, although I've just found an email with her cell phone. If you've got time, let me,
Yeah, you give her a call. Gail, you're muted.
Hello?
okay. So she won't, there was something they've had to deal with and they can't make the meeting tonight.
Okay,
Something last minute came up, so.
Yep.
They are hoping that we can combine the two for the week of the 11th. So we will take, well, first of all, a motion to table the public hearing.
so moved.
Is there a second, Toby?
Second,
All
sure.
right, all in favor?
Aye.
Right.
All right, good. So we'll table that. And then look at your calendars and I'll send out an email also, but to see if we can pull something together for the week of the 11th.
Okay,
Because then they're won't be available for a bit after that.
okay.
And the last piece of, not a public hearing, but we had gotten an application and from Scott Perry for a roof at 539 Route 169.
Oh, yeah, I saw your note on that.
But it turned out that they were just replacing like for like.
Yep.
And so there was no need for the public hearing.
Okay,
So, all right, that takes care of that.
So just so you know, the week of the 11th, I am not available on Wednesday, the 14th,
Okay,
Thursday, the 15th, or Friday, the 16th.
and I'm not available the 12th.
so we're
So that-
looking,
Leaves Tuesday, the 13th.
all right. If we let's see, I think those are Tuesdays are is a bad night to try and get a room.
Okay,
So if we just go ahead and do a Zoom meeting,
yeah,
then we're good for that.
Yep.
Zoom is fine.
Okay. All right, then I'll check with Katrina and make sure she can do the 13th, but tentatively we'll schedule it for the 13th.
Okay.
All right. Back to real life, regular meeting minutes. And I believe we have a couple of minutes to now. I think we now have 2 or 3 to approve.
So in the June meeting, we postponed April and May, right?
Right, so now we have June.
So we have April, May, and June to approve. Okay.
So we can approve all of them at once.
Okay.
If and if everybody's was fine with them, if they had an issue with any one, then we can pull that out and approve the others.
I
was-
move to approve all 3.
I'll second
Okay.
that.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Good. That was easy. Correspondence, I have not had. Yes, I have. Correspondence just with applicants, and then the other piece was what I forwarded to you. I think earlier today was the plan of conservation and development from the town hall. They're redoing the plan of conservation and development and asked as to any commission members of commissions and groups who are interested in participating can review it, and I think there's a questionnaire that goes along with it. So
The survey request.
yep, it's your chance to participate. I was part of it a bunch of years ago when they did it. And it's merely a matter of, it provides, if it doesn't take long, and it just provides the town, the people that are going to put it together with input about what folks in town feel is important.
Okay.
Happy to do it.
All right. Old business. We're still looking for members. Anybody come up with any additional ideas?
I have not.
Okay. No. All right, we'll still keep chugging away. The program, we had said we were talking about a window program with the Historical Society. They are still interested. The decision was one of whether to make this a big all-day program, a half-day program. The choices: an all-day program, a half-day program, or a multi 2 or 3 presentations program.
Wow.
So the Historical Society was the person who had the idea of the windows, had big plans, and I think we should be more realistic.
Yep. agree.
People's available time, or the time they're willing to commit these days,
Right,
is pretty
right.
modest.
Yeah.
I would think an hour or 2 would be the maximum.
Yeah, so like a morning program, or a morning or afternoon, but not
Yeah.
even a whole day, right? And that also eliminates the need for food, and it makes it more manageable. All right.
Yeah.
I will convey that and go from there.
Okay.
And then I'll probably come back and tag one of you to see if you want to be the liaison to work on some details.
Okay.
Outstanding issues, did you both get I sent the 599 material, the summary.
Yep.
And I have located the other one, let's see, that we were interested in, the Taylor's, that had to do with the tree and the driveway and the pool. So I've located that, and I'll get that to you shortly.
Okay.
And that's all I have for old business. Do either of you have something for old business?
I do not.
Okay. new business. The only thing I have is that we're logged as holding Zoom meetings unless we would like to reserve the room for in-person meetings. And so I thought we would discuss which do we have a preference? Would we like to do, certain times of this is through January 2025.
Yeah.
We're going to have a Zoom meeting in August, and that probably will take care of our August meeting.
Yeah.
Which bring us into September, October, November and December. I don't think we have meetings unless they're special because they're on the holiday.
Yeah.
So do you want to do for September and October, do you want to try for in-person meetings and I can ask for a room?
Yeah, I'm happy either way, whatever works for everybody.
I think it's good to be more visible to the
Yep.
public and provide the opportunity for people to come in. I was very disappointed when our meeting was, canceled from being in person at short notice. And I don't think that's very consistent with our goal to be transparent and reachable by the public.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think that had to do with the schedule, so we have to designate which meetings are submitted to the clerk as being in person and which meetings are Zoom.
Why
And
don't we-
this
why don't-
wasn't scheduled to be I didn't schedule as anything. I just
Right.
submitted this date, but evidently they need to have us make that designation in person or Zoom. And so we ended up being kicked off and having to default to Zoom.
Why don't
Right.
we specify for September and October then in person?
I think that's a good idea.
Can we do that
Agreed.
informally, or do we need a motion, or?
I think we can do it. If we earn an agreement, then I think that's sufficient.
Okay,
Yep.
All right, so I will let the town clerk know September and October's meetings will be in person. It'll be meeting room A. She said those would be available. That would be available on Wednesday evenings. And I'll check, I don't have the list in front of me to check what the other 2 meeting dates or 3 meeting dates were. But I'll take a look at those and I'll say in person, I can say in person for any of the others.
okay,
Because I think I agree. We need to get back to having the opportunity for people to come in.
agree.
Right. Does anybody have any additional new business?
Nope.
Then I will look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank
I'll
you, Toby.
second. I'll
Second,
second.
all in
Yep.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, then, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Our business is at an end. Have a good
Great.
have a good end of July.
You too.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Good
Good
night.
night.